Mr. Saurabh Jain, co-founder, Livspace. Ms. Gita Ramanan, CEO and co-founder, DesignCafe and Chief Design Officer, HomeLane. Mr. Aravind Kashyap, Managing Director, Oaktree. Mr. Govind Assudhani, Chief Executive Officer, IMA Schelling India Private Limited. Mr. Takkallapally Karan Raj Gopal, Director of Production, Fabience.
This session, state of mass premium tier 2 furniture markets. बहुत ही simple, बहुत ही tricky topic है. Now you can relate why this panel is like this. We have all representative from different segment which we have mentioned on the heading. I will start from the first of all the outsider who used to call him an outsider and now he is insider. Sir, आपने जब in किया तब इसे मास में देखा, एक बड़ा वॉल्यूम देखा, या इसे लग्जरी देखा, इसे मेट्रो सिटीज में देखा, या इसे टीयर 3 और रूरल तक देखा, और जो तब देखा क्या वो आज भी देख रहे हैं या कुछ बदल गया?
I think one thing remained constant from what we saw earlier and is till date is I call that as personalization at scale. See, we entered this market, young kids, to never open a studio. We were always thinking how to do thousands of projects every day, but every customer is different. Whether you take a tier 1 market, you take a metro, non-metro, you take tier 3 market, you take a premium segment, you take a mass premium segment, or even a value segment. Site is different and every customer is different. There are a lot of preferences in terms of style, design, taste, functional uses, budget, everything. So there is massive personalization that we need for close to 5 lakh homes that come every year and another 5 lakh homes that come under renovation every year. So imagine for 10 lakh homes who are going to spend on an average 10, 15, 20 lakh. We're talking about, meaningful thousands of crores number. They need personalization in every home. How can we embed personalization so that we can satisfy customer demand and yet not disrupt the supply chain altogether? We started with metro cities, Bangalore, and now we are present in almost 100 cities of India. And this principle has remained constant. In tier 2 cities when we go, in fact, we have our experience centers are more in tier 2 cities than in tier 1 as we speak today. Tier 2 cities are deprived of an organized solution. So the growth rate of organized solution is very high there. Tier 2 markets have a very high spending power on home as a purchase. Because in tier 1 markets, a lot of home purchase is also driven by EMI. And the customer budget is constrained in many ways, at least the new customer. Wherein tier 2 cases, generally the home purchase is driven out of all the savings that people have done. So in many opinion, while it is only 20-25% of the market, but if you just multiply it with both the factors, the spend actually increases to 35-40%. So the tier 2-3 potential is close to, in my opinion, 40% of the overall potential, which is pretty huge.
But are you as Livspace able to solve the customization thing and premiumization of product? Because Livspace is largely into turnkey and offering solution, logistics, supply chain solution. सारे कस्टमर को जो आपने सपने देखे कि उनको बहुत अच्छा सामान दे देंगे, घर पहुंचा देंगे, easy कर देंगे. Do you think that you miss luxury side?
Industry, if you look 10 years back or 20 years back, was catering largely to the premium market and luxury market. So it was a very demand side industry and doing a lot of customization. To the other point which was discussed, the all other segments of this industry were actually providing a supply centric solution, not a demand centric solution. I think the major change that has happened in the last 10 years is, apart from the luxury segment, every other segment has started to get a demand centric solution. And why that has happened is because of a lot of technology that has come in place. That is one. And the second is the emergence of a new India, as we talked about. Like if you go 15-20 years back, apart from Bombay, high rises weren't even there. So the high rises is a new customer segment and the new India, as we call it, that was completely neglected out of this industry. So whatever supply was available, it was just thrown to them as a solution. No player actually went to them and asked what they want and let me create it for you. Because it was difficult to reach out to them. Offline is not the way to reach out to them. It was online. It was technology. It was digital. So the way, when I look back now, when we started, we immediately started in a digital first format, and hence we were able to understand these customers really well. And during the 10 years, the supply actually did a catch up with the demand. I remember, the vendor partners that we were working with were 1,000 square feet, 1,500 square feet workshops. The larger manufacturers weren't even interested in this segment. Why would I make just one kitchen? We sat with those partners in their workshop, and those partners are actually the largest manufacturers in India today. That change has happened. Many raw materials weren't even available in India. Nobody was able to fulfill the MOQ for them. Now it is available. Nobody was thinking of reducing the cost because everybody was just doing a markup of wastages and leakages, which was probably relevant to the luxury segment. But the mass premium segment is not going to pay for that. You have to make your process efficient so that you don't have to do all those markups and still serve them. And India is such a huge geography. There were so many customer segments. New customer segments are emerging, and in huge quantum they are emerging. Whichever company will try to focus on these customer segments. In premium or luxury also, a new premium and new luxury is emerging. And in my opinion, that new premium and new luxury will be 10 times the old premium and old luxury. That new premium and new luxury, if I may call, I am probably part of one of that, has a different kind of requirement altogether that the old premium and luxury supply needs to understand.
We need volume, we need to do volume, or Indian furniture industry can see at whole landscape of emerging opportunity of mass, yet they need personalized attention. And that brought him to this industry to do justice with the customer. That means, क्या अब justice हो रहा है? ये आए to hope to do justice. I'll ask Gita, is customer now getting what he wanted or he want? Or the initiative a large furniture industry or aggregator platform started with, since you're also almost on similar path, you being an architect, is there justice to the customer? Is furniture industry able to do?
No, I do think the industry has changed dramatically in the last decade, right? So Livspace and HomeLane both started 10 years back. Oaktree has actually been working a lot longer. And there were a lot more people in the premium sector for a very long time in India, right? But there was nobody really looking at the mass sector till this last decade. But if we look at it, right, look at how modular kitchens, let's look at just kitchens, which as a subset. Modular kitchens today is a default. Jaise abhi you think of granite countertop, you think of modular kitchen as a default. It is not an option, right? Whereas furniture is still in my mind, it hasn't still reached that hockey stick tipping point, but it will with all of us there. And this industry towards just the organized players in the mass sector, we are at about little over double digits. We are in the double digits, but still in the low double digits, not even in the high double digits, right? But for an industry that has been growing every year at a CAGR of 6.5 to between 6.5 to 9%, depending on which report you look at, which is at the size of today about 25 billion in India, growing to about 50 in 2032. We are saying that the consumer today has so much more choices that is actually established with some backing today that was not there 10 years back, right? And that is the big difference. And from that small town that it was actually founded in, people were moving to Stockholm. But when they moved, nobody was taking furniture from your ghar and again putting it up in the home. Number one, and this is true to India also, right? If you're coming from a smaller tier 3 city in India, you have lovely big homes. But when you move from Mangalore or Hubli, Dharwad to Bangalore, suddenly you are now forced to live in a 1200 square feet home that is luxurious, right? And actually it is luxurious compared to a 650 square feet home in Bombay. You have to build furniture that suits your life in urban India. And urban India today is not tier 1, as we rightly said. Urban India is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And you need furniture that matches your lifestyle in the city. And that guarantee of quality, the warranty beyond it, the care and maintenance of it, today because of so many organized players, which only was available in the luxury segment, to my mind, 15 years back when I was an architect, and we came to Oaktree and a Nolte and a Venita Cucini, today is available to mass consumer across India. And this is the reason why the CAGR of this whole sector is growing. And I do believe that customers are having a much, much better Justice is a very hard word. Let's not look at
Exposure
justice.
to and
But
availability.
definitely better solutions that they have in hand, that there's a lot more visibility on. Is it perfect? No. I don't think any of us will agree or claim that we are perfect, that we have nothing that we have to still work on. But from where I came from, where I started, where I was actually doing home interiors with contractors, with factories before, in 10 years, I have seen a sea change. And it's all in the right direction.
अगर आपको फिर से शुरू करना हो और आज शुरू करना हो, which segment will you choose and what exactly you will start with?
Actually, I did this just after COVID. And in COVID ke baad, after we recovered in 22, I said if I had to start today, where did I start? I would go down further, right? So when we started DesignCafe in 2016, we said we were looking at homes which had an average order value of about 10 lakhs. And that's what DesignCafe did. When we actually worked and we look at HomeLane, HomeLane actually works in a segment that is just a little lower than that and has scaled up so much better. India is just not India, and middle class India is not one middle class India. When we say luxury, luxury is not one luxury, right? And that's the point, that India is many Indias. I want to build for India. We are very passionate that we want to build at scale, that I still want designer solutions, but at scale. So I would go, but that was in 22. Today, now with my experience of working with HomeLane in the last year,
It's 2025
and
now.
in 2025, I will tell you that I will build across the board for India. I don't believe in sectors at all anymore, right? While we have a carpentry and a do-up for emerging aspirational India, we have a HomeLane and a DesignCafe for our mass premium sector. All of us are very, very bullish about whether it's a premium luxury sector, simply because India's consumer story in furniture is growing at an unprecedented rate. I'm very confident that all of the effort we all have put across the last couple of decades is coming to fruition now, because we have actually solved ecosystem problems now. Right? In the last 10 years, all the money that has gone into the system has gone in to solve all of this. That technology is finally here. All of that, whether it is supply chain, there's still so much more to be done. But at least at a base optimum level we have reached. And you can only grow exponentially when you get base condition done, right? So, but the difference is, and why I'm even more bullish, why I want to grow every sector, is because this is not the India of the 90s, 2000s, or even 2010s. We are growing where somebody can come in like a Blinkit and start, or a Zepto, and start to grow to 1,000 crore sector in a year and a half. All of us did this in 10 years. In 10 years, we have created 1,000 crore companies. But the next 5 years is going to be about creating 1,000 crore companies in 2-3 years, because the ecosystem has been done. If I want to start today, I want to start with all the advantages जो आज है, right? Not what we started before. So be even more aggressive, have even bigger visions, and build for a 1.3 billion market that India is.
I'll come to Govind. Since you have seen the industry since 25 years, how have you seen the evolution of furniture industry, more in masses side or more in luxury? आपने भी तो masses देखा होगा. So you are seeing more opportunity in masses or classes?
Today the customer is looking for experience, and furniture way back, or I think pre-COVID, furniture was more of a product business. Post-COVID, this is my belief, that it has become an experience business. So if I have bought a furniture from XYZ, how was my experience? And more than product business, it has become a logistics business, furniture business. So it starts with the measurement of your kitchen or measurement of your house. It comes into the drawing stage. You share the drawings with the customer. He approves the drawings, and then it gets into manufacturing through login. It is called as login for production. Quality checks, dispatch, delivery, shifting, and then installing and handover. So this is the complete cycle of the furniture experience which a customer is getting today. And who decides the happiness of the customer? It is the installer. So what experience he gave to the customer at the time of installation. This is also getting penetrated into tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Today there is a new term which has come up, which is called as affordable luxury. If you ask any customer who wants to buy furniture or have a kitchen, he would always say, I would like to have the best one, or better than my neighbor. So he would like to definitely have a luxury kitchen or a luxury wardrobe. Whether it is affordable, yes. Today, with the technology that we have, the cycle times have reduced from winning an order to installation. So the costs are coming down, and the availability of raw material, the availability of good quality raw material is there, and which is deciding today whether the product is premium or whether it is mass or whether it is affordable luxury. We'll see the value chain in furniture would go up the level, because by 2030, we are expecting 60% of India's population would be in the working age group. And when they are in the working age group, they would like to spend. And the young generation today wants to spend on lifestyle. And it would penetrate all across India, I would say. Yeah. We have a software team sitting here in India. There are 16 software engineers, Indian software engineers, working on a software for our company, and also 12 Indian software engineers sitting in Germany. When you go to a factory in the morning, आज क्या बनाना है, what needs to be manufactured, it's not very clear. The first day he got, the production supervisor came up with a piece of paper. So that's going to change. So this software, based on your orders in hand, the raw material that is available in the factory, your hardware, the machines that are running in the factory, machines which are under maintenance, based on this, plus the number of people, workmen in your factory, this software will decide, आज you have to produce these products or these kitchens. Because many a times we have seen that you take up a production schedule in the morning, and in end of the day you find out, okay, there were 4 or 5 panels missing, and therefore you could not send the material out, and there is finished good, almost 95% ready, sitting in your factory and not getting invoiced, which affects your cash flow. So this software will help you in streamlining the complete production cycle without any errors. So end of the day, whatever has been manufactured in the factory is dispatched and invoiced, which also helps the company. This is one software which we are working on. Another software which we are working on is, it's more connected to AI. Second one is from the customer's experience side. So this software, suppose if you want to build a house and you want to do interiors, so this software will come up with a questionnaire. So he'll take all that data, and within few minutes, he will design your house and show it to you.
Aravind, you are in which segment of furniture manufacturing or offering?
So we have been in the premium segment for the last 20 plus
हम लोग प्रीमियम और
years.
लग्जरी में क्या डेफिनेशन सेपरेट करते हैं?
See, everybody is premium.
अच्छा, everybody is premium.
Everybody is premium.
So
Everyone
affordable luxury is equal to premium, can we say?
affordable premium, affordable luxury or mass premium.
आपको क्या
are
लगता
there.
है? आपको क्या फील होता है?
See, I never fell for these things. We wanted to do good quality products. Our benchmark was European companies. And when I took over the business 20 years back, our problems, we were doing good quality kitchens. And to achieve that, we had to struggle a lot in terms of training our carpenters, training our manufacturers. You know, the edge banding machine is there, but you don't have the glue which has to come from Germany. It'll take another 2 months, you have an order in hand. Your carpenters are not skilled to take care of that precision installation, and we had to navigate through these scenarios. And the premium segment then was a cost differentiator with the European brands. And 20 years back, we were known as the Italian kitchen manufacturer. And I haven't heard that word in the last 5 years. Not a single customer of mine has called us Italian kitchen. And it used to take me 5 minutes to convince them 10, 15 years back, we are not Italian kitchen guys. So setting up of our processes and training our people to cater to that quality, and competing with the Italian brands and the German brands on cost around 15, 20 years ago. Today we are competing on performance. We are premium, we are Indian, and premium is no longer European.
That's very very right. That's very
And we are no longer competing on cost. We are competing on performance, the experience we can give premium products, of course, but it has to be coupled with great service, experience, and aftercare services. That's what makes it premium.
Premium kitchen. Let me call you premium kitchen producer. So, क्या आप masses वाली market miss करते हो?
I feel people deserve better products, better quality kitchens, better wardrobe, and they shouldn't pay through their nose. And at the same time, they shouldn't settle for anything less. And there's a huge opportunity with the available technology today, whether be it materials or machines. It is possible to give better quality kitchens and wardrobes to the masses. And I do miss it. I wish I can get into that segment. Oaktree would love to be at the masses without compromising on its quality and deliverables.
एक छोटी या smaller furniture manufacturing unit ने क्या वो logistical issues को decode कर लिया जो एक aggregator platform या service provider e-commerce के लोगों ने किया? Do you feel that smaller furniture units have done that?
This industry had a lot of things before HomeLane or Livspace and DesignCafe came in. But one thing they brought together is huge awareness and availability of talent. They have nurtured talent very well. Right? So while we were pedantic about product quality, and sometimes perfection is the enemy of success, volume, right? We were pedantic about that, but they saw it with a different light. And while we had solved certain product-related problems, they solved logistical problems, including how you can take these products to the masses through your trained designers, installers, who are now available to us in the market. And I just wanted to leave with a good note, but since we are talking about this point, a lot still needs to be done about training our designers and installers. Formal training, certain standard curriculum for training designers and installers specific to kitchens and wardrobes.
Where would you like to be in 2026?
For a brand which was inspired by imported European quality, I would like to be exporting in 2026 and be all over India.
You'll be in which price segment? Your kitchens, especially, which you talk about.
So we have found this sweet spot of around 10 lakhs as the average ticket price of our kitchens, and that's still good for us.
What growth rate are you expecting? Like Saurabh has said that there is a category which is 10x, going to be 10x.
See,
so abhi ye wala jo sweet spot hai, 8 to 10 lakhs wala.
Industry premium segment is growing at 25% CAGR, but that doesn't really apply to a small company like us. It's more about how much, what's our capability to deliver. Today, we have a limited ability, and we have to make money out of.
Dear Rajgopal, you are a production expert. As you said, your father started this, and what do you miss now? You wanted to be in which segment of furniture, and which segment you are right now placed in?
So I basically got my bachelor's in mechanical engineering back in the US in Michigan State University. So when I first came back from the US after living there for 9 years to India, what I realized was it was not streamlined, especially the production. So when I used to ask my production manager, what is the status of a certain project, he used to write it on a piece of paper and then come to me, right? So I can proudly say that I've completely streamlined it and I've changed the way we see things. So we've adopted software and, now I know exactly the status of every project that's happening in our factory. So at any given stage, there's at least about 40 to 50 projects. And one of the main important things in our industry is that besides the quality, you need to make sure that the projects are delivered on time, which is very important. So with this way, how things are organized, I was able to shift that, and I want to streamline it more before I get into the marketing side of the company.
Demand कैसा रहता है और किस segment का रहता है आपके यहाँ?
So as we just heard, the market is so big in India right now. It's around 25.6 billion just in 2024. 80 to 90% is still run by unorganized sector, and only 10 to 20% is being done by organized. So there is so much potential, and people are leaning towards modular industry and through more organized sector. And thanks to more of the omni retail channel strategies and online presence, people have that taste and aesthetic sense that they want to go with the modular choice. So there is abundance of demand for our market, and everyone has got a piece of cake basically.
What do you see the message for next gen or where they should plan पहले मार्केटिंग प्लान करें कि पहले प्रोडक्शन? मेरा सवाल बहुत सीधा है, पहले मार्केटिंग करें कि पहले?
We've done about 1,700 projects in the last 5 years, and we've got to realize there were 2 COVID waves. In spite of that, we've done 1,700 projects without a single marketing or a sales team. And we have a social media, digital marketing Instagram handle, which is handled by me, which I do it out of this
marketing,
thing.
वो भी marketing ही है साहब.
So that's the thing. So when we don't even have a retail store, okay?
Okay.
So
you means you don't have a display store?
we
proper
have our
retail
factory.
store.
We have our factory, and the display is right there, which is not in the city. So we were focused on selling an experience rather than selling a product. So the experience involved having the clients come to the factory, explain to them the
क्या
raw
आपकी
materials.
फैक्ट्री में एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर है?
हाँ है. So it's there, right there.
कहीं तो है.
हाँ है.
कहीं तो वो
Obviously, I can't
experience
sell the kitchen or water without that. So I've explained to them the raw materials, the process, and the machinery, because today modular industry is growing, but people still have that thought in the mind that they still want to go with the whole carpentry system. A lot of people do have that. So when I show them that, they have that level of confidence that, okay, these are the raw materials, this is the machinery. So in my case, I was able to focus on the process and the quality along with the customer service. So I didn't have to do marketing, but if I have to scale up, definitely marketing should be done.
टेक अवे अभी तक ये है, फर्नीचर का मार्केट बहुत बड़ा है, लॉजिस्टिक्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, सॉल्व हो रहा है. स्मॉलर कंपनीज अभी भी क्लियर नहीं है कि वो लॉजिस्टिक कैसे सॉल्व करेंगी. मशीन वालों से जरूर पूछूंगा, स्मॉलर कंपनीज के लिए फ्यूचर क्या देखते हो. प्रीमियम फर्नीचर वाले अपनी पूरी स्ट्रीमलाइन, क्योंकि उनका बहुत कस्टमाइजेशन है. कस्टमाइजेशन इज टू मच, बट टॉप लाइन इज नॉट देयर. There is emergence of customized furniture makers in last 3 years. I have seen every tier 2 and metro city. अगर 3 साल पहले की बात करें, एक शहर में 30, 40, even places like आगरा, फर्नीचर मैन्युफैक्चरर्स 7, उसमें 5 कैटलॉग फर्नीचर बनाते हैं, 2 कस्टमाइज बनाते हैं. The numbers have doubled. The number of furniture units have doubled in last 3 years, especially in customized furniture I am talking, right? The institutional furniture is a different segment. But here when we talk about masses, we are talking about residential. And in residential what we see, there is enough of clutter. Otherwise, हर furniture unit के पास बहुत काम होता. अगर इतना बड़ा market है, और ये jargon है, और ये मैं from this platform I am highlighting that अगर सबके पास काम होता, तो सबका top line grow होता. सबका top line grow नहीं हो रहा, यानी puzzle तो है, as Govind has said. The puzzle is solved by logistics and supply chain, and at the same time experience. Thank you for being in India Furniture Conclave.